What's up?
All right, are you ready to rock?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Zoom took for ever to update. It took like
Ah,
Yeah,
you're
20
you
fine.
should be
minutes.
sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry. Is your internet okay? You sound laggy as crap. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
All right. Well, we will start. Hello, welcome to the Money Brief. So why do we talk about money so much in the military? It's because 13% of the homeless people are vets. 62% of US are paycheck to paycheck, which means that 44% of people don't have $1,000 for an emergency. And if you think that's a fake stat, it's not. It's been the same thing for the past like 30 years or so. So I don't know your guys' money situation either. There's a halfway, well, I guess we all make pretty good money and we're above the median wage, but there's a halfway solid chance a handful of people in our class cannot afford $1,000 emergency. Um, what here? So as we've gotten older through time, like as time has progressed, the last like 30 to 40 years, the financial stability of the a specific age group has gone down. But just reminding that the Pensacola household income is 67 grand. So we all make more than that. So we shouldn't have too big of an issue. So if you are having money issues, that means that we're either overspending, not prioritizing correctly, things like that. And then lastly, why you should care about money is to care about yourself, first of all, but then your family in the future. Um, for my situation, we invested really heavily for the first 5 years of active duty, and now we essentially don't have to invest for the next 30 years of our life, and we can just let those gains compound. Wait, Albert, are you back? Can you hear me? Albert?
Yeah.
Okay, hello. What else? And then I think I talk about this on the next slide. Oh, I don't. Divorce is the number one reason, or money is the number one reason for divorce. So it can also help your family or spouse in the future. So my background, I've been investing and saving since 2018. I got a billion hours of reading, listening, watching finance material. I've helped at least 50 members with budgeting and credit card debt and investing, just with previous coworkers. And then skipping down, and I get a call at least once a week just from prior coworkers or friends about a financial situation that they're in. So I've learned a lot throughout that. And then I was a financial navigator, which no pun intended on the navigator now. But that was a nonprofit that helps people. Thank you for the laugh, Albert. Um, that's a nonprofit in the Vegas area that helps people with their personal finances and a bunch of other stuff, but I just worked in their finance department. And then we also are real estate investors, so we've learned a lot about that. That's kind of a different chunk of personal finance, but that's just what we enjoy, so that's what we've been doing the past few years. And lastly, I'm a future TSP multimillionaire, just like you all can be as well. Bow, bow, bow. All right. Uh-oh, frozen. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Is there a next button? No. Reset. Maybe? Oh, what the heck? Reset. What happened to my PowerPoint?
Was it the five P's?
Seriously. Damn this freaking PowerPoint. Hopefully that's not the only two slides I have on there because that'd be not optimal. Um, uh-oh, it's only 2 MB. Maybe.
Why are you trying to bring that up? I got a question for you.
What's up?
You have a strategy for your TSP? Do you move it at
No,
all?
not at all. You should,
Okay.
just like every other investment, you should choose an investment and then let it sit until retirement.
Okay.
And I don't talk about TSP funds in this brief because this is just super general.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can talk about that on a one-on-one
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah. One of the dudes that I went to OTS with, he has like a strategy that he does. He just moves it from the different funds in his TSP. I think like once a month he makes a move.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna ask him to send it to me, and then I'm gonna shoot it to you to see what you think about it.
I would love to see it, and I almost guarantee I will hate it.
All right.
I
Cool.
think I have somewhere in here about the the odds of someone beating the market, and the market is defined as the S&P 500,
Uh-huh.
which is the 500 largest companies publicly traded. Um, and it's like a 8% chance. So, and that's including hedge fund managers and financial advisors and your
Yeah.
old gym coach that works at Northwestern Mutual now, like all those freaking
Yeah.
financial advisors that are fake financial advisors. No offense if you guys know any financial advisors.
How come my gym
Um,
coach is so smart?
dude, I'm telling you, everyone thinks so. Any other questions?
No, okay.
Sweet. All right. Personal finance is personal. That is my biggest thing that I talk about that a lot of people don't talk about. So if someone gives you blanket advice on like investing is kind of whatever, but even that has a lot of personality to it and what you value and your risk assessment on like your own brain. But it is personal. So you have to find out what is important to you. So do you want your time back? Do you want to buy or sell some of your time? Do you want to travel more? Do you like stuff? Do you like buying uh like products, junk like that? Do you like comfort or do you just like simplicity and you pay more money for a simple life? And then just reminding that everyone starts somewhere different. So just because someone is way ahead of you in either knowledge or just money in general, it doesn't really matter. Everyone is where they are. So whether that's with your family situation or your mentality, or just a little luck, everyone starts in a different situation with their money. So money management, and I call it money management. Most people call it budgeting. We call it budgeting behind closed doors, but I like to say money management because people don't like the word budget. So people really like to believe that they can invest and save correctly without knowing how much they make and how much they spend. But
Ooh.
every million and billionaire knows exactly how much they're spending every single month. Maybe not down to the cent, but they're very, very meticulous with the money going out because wealthy people understand that you can't invest money if you don't have extra money, right? So the big ticket is spending less than you make and invest the difference. And this all depends on your goals of how much you're actually going to invest. So if you want to retire when you're 38 years, or I guess for officers like 22 years old, and you want to never work another day in your life, that's all fine and dandy. There's a plan for that. If you want to work until you're 85 years old, there's also a plan for that. The person who wants to retire earlier is obviously going to have to save and invest a lot more. Budgeting and just managing your money isn't about restriction. It's just about valuing where you're actually putting your money. So, for example, we don't like cars. We could care less. So we don't spend a lot of money on cars. We do spend a lot of money on traveling. And when we're active duty, traveling home, we spent a shit ton of money going home. My like 6, 7 years of active duty. And that's just one example. I can show you like our budget categories later. And then some tools and apps that you can utilize. So YNAB is a very popular software that people use. I think it's like $8 a month, maybe 10 now. It's just you need a budget. It's just very, very popular. It's what I like to use and the style of budgeting that we use. But there's also Mint, Quicken, using Excel sheet, and that's what we do. We use an Excel sheet and we print it out and then use pen and paper and track every single cent for the past, like, yeah, since 2018. So,
Nice.
yep. And that all started from when I had a mandatory finance class, like my first month of active duty. It was mandatory to go talk to the financial counselor on base. So that financial counselor is a lot different than a financial advisor that you hear a lot about. So like these mutual companies, these life insurance companies, or like someone working for Fidelity, they all take cuts of your money that you invest through them. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of time. Upgrade to Zoom. Well, if we run out of time, I'll just send a new link. Um, where was I? Okay, budgeting or investing through someone. So he had his piece of paper back from like 1985 that he had it stacked up behind his desk, and he could show us how much he spent. So that was kind of motivating me. Just had a big stack of paper, and we've been doing the same thing. Like my favorite guy, Albert Einstein, said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Any questions?
Negative.
Sweet. Moving on. So, three systems to manage your money. So again, managing your money is figuring out how much money is going in, how much money is going out, and then being able to track it. Because managing your money isn't just tracking how much is going in, it's actually sticking to a predefined number so then you know how much you can invest this year. So let's say you guys make 70 grand a year. If your goal is to invest $10,000 this year, you can only spend $60,000, right? So this is how you get to that goal investing. The first one, this is what we do, is the envelope system. So it kind of throws back to when Spencer just texted me. Tisk tisk. It goes back to when everyone just used cash, right? So on the first of every month, people would put the amount of cash in each envelope that they would have. So just like this, the picture. So groceries, we have $300 this month. Eating out, we have $150. Kids, we have $90. And when they go grocery shopping, they would take that envelope with them, spend what they had, and then when that envelope was empty, they don't get to spend any more money. Just like eating out, just like kids. And this seems really not flexible, right? But let's say you run out of groceries, but you got $75 left in eating out. Hey, let's not eat out any more times this month and kick that money over to groceries. That's what we do. So it's pretty flexible, and it still keeps your total amount of spending for the month or for the year in check. And then any questions on the envelope?
Nope.
No.
Sweet. And then you got the 50, 20, 30. This is really popular for people who just kind of want a simple plan. They don't want to have a customized plan for themselves. They just want to kind of be basic and do what general numbers they want, I guess. So 50% of your income should be towards needs, 20% of your income is towards savings, and then 30% is towards wants. So like that fun stuff. Um, and yeah, that's just another sample of how you can budget. And then lastly is the zero-based budget. Essentially, you budget every single cent. So it's kind of like the envelope system where you say you have, so if, like we said before, if we say you can spend $60,000 this year, that means that we would spend $5,000 a month, right? Because 60 divided by 12. And then you would budget out that $5,000 exactly to a cent, right? So it's like, hey, we want to invest. Well, I guess that's already out of the investment, but you essentially start with the big expenses. So you'd start with rent and you take that $5,000 down to 3,000. And then you say groceries, how much do we need? And you just keep going down the list until you have zero left. It's essentially like envelope, but you just spend the money throughout the month. And then when you're at the end of the month, you don't have any money left. And then you're done spending. Any questions on those are the three most popular systems. Obviously, there's a billion other ways to budget and look at the numbers. All right. So then this kind of goes into, and I think I've sent this to Rod already. Where should I put my money? That's a question that I get at least once a month from people. I have a big copy paste that I just text my friends, so let me know if you want that copy paste, but this is the short answer in PowerPoint form. So daily, you should just have your checking account with at least a month of spending money in it, right? So assuming you guys spend somewhere between $3,000 and $7,000 a month, I hope you can get your checking account to $3,000 to $7,000 a month at an absolute, or $3,000 to $7,000 balance at a minimum. The reason for that is so that you don't have stress when you're sitting there at the Target line and you're transferring money from your savings to your checking, trying to pay for that whatever you got at Target, right? So the main goal of managing your money is to be less stressed about your money. And this is the first step of that is making sure that you are not panicking at the checkout line, shifting money around in your accounts. So again, daily payments and daily spending should just be taken from a checking account or obviously from a credit card is fine as well if you pay them off in full every month. And then short term is defined differently for everyone. Hi, Spencer. Maybe. All right, he's muted. I'll continue. Short term is defined differently for everyone. In my brain, it's anything less than 3 years. So for you guys potentially right now, this would look like saving for a new car or a down payment on a car or a down payment on a house or a wedding ring or I don't know, a big trip, something like that. Some money that you know, Spencer.
Yep.
Can you mute your mic? Thank you. And so yes, that is where I was with that. Yep. So any short-term spending within 3 years, right? That should go in a high yield savings account. High yield savings accounts have been gotten super popular in the past 2-ish years because the interest rates are really great. So that's cool, I guess. You can get anywhere from like 3 to 4.5% right now, which is pretty solid. That's essentially guaranteed money. Your money will sit there until you're ready to spend it on that wedding ring or big trip to Thailand or whatever you're doing. And then long-term money. So I define long-term as anything between 3 years from now and retirement. And then that's where it stops is retirement. So if you need your money somewhere between 2027 and 2060, I recommend a long-term or like the long-term category here, which is investing in stocks. My recommendation is low-cost index funds. So these are some examples of them. So VTSAX, with the V means it's through Vanguard, so utilizing that website for that. FSKX is Fidelity. These are just total stock market. So what that means is you're buying a sliver of every single stock in that's publicly traded. So your risk is hedged. If the whole market drops, obviously you're going to lose some money. But the market has I don't want to go too deep into this, but essentially you're buying a sliver of every single publicly traded company. And then lastly, super long term is your retirement account. So think your IRA, which is your individual retirement account, TSP, which is our 401k type system for the military, which is your thrift savings plan, which hopefully you guys are all at least getting the match on, and then a 401k if you guys have worked civilian at all. And that's that. Any questions on that? Albert, anything?
No. Do you like recommend like either Fidelity or Vanguard? I guess that's
Um,
more into the weeds.
no, that's a good question. We have our IRAs in Fidelity and our after-tax brokerage accounts in Vanguard. I have no idea why. Um, I just thought it'd be nice to split them up, even though it's really annoying. So just log on to both, make a login for both, and just see what website you like more. They're essentially the same thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah,
Yep.
because I was like, I need to do that.
Yeah. Yep. Either or. Good question. All right. So the difference between stocks and bonds. So these are the two main investment vehicles. So I guess there's